evening, good morning, good night, good something. Some people out there are probably about to sleep. Some of you are awake. Some of you're busy watching some TV or whatever you're doing. Stop. Tune yourself in right now to Pageant TV. We are bringing you something different, something that we've not done before. This is the first. And you know what? At Pageant TV, we support all Ugandans. We are speaking to a beautiful young lady by the name of Hayati Njuchi. She was a beauty contestant in the Miss Uganda UK 2016. This year, the beauty pageant is just gone. For those that have not seen the beauty pageant, please go to Chat TV. We've got the full highlights of the show. See the show, you see her in there. And however, we've decided to speak to a person and see what motivates her. What makes her do these things? I mean, how can you come to beauty pageant and you're fully dressed in a hijab? It is amazing. So let's talk to her and we shall see. Right, we have got the beauty contestant herself. I'm already tongue tied because I'm like nervous to be in this beautiful young lady's presence. You know, it's like, Ron, what are you doing here? Anyway, I'm talking to Haya. Good day. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am as great as seeing you. You look absolutely amazing. I can't even describe, guys. If you see this lady in life, like as in life, you'd be amazed at how pretty she looks. Anyway, yes. How are you today? And could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey, I'm fine, and I'm Hayati GG 21, the first hijabi beauty contestant in Miss Uganda UK.
Wow, the first the first beauty. We've got some highlights. We're going to be showing you some highlights of her time in the Miss Uganda beauty contestant. I tell you what, have a look at this, and we shall see you in a minute. Welcome back to Parchat TV. We are speaking to the beautiful Hayat. I keep saying Hayat. It's Hayati. Vanang. We want to get it right. This is Uganda, not is it English? I can't even say it properly. And Hayati, let's begin with your journey. First of all, congratulations on participating in Miss Uganda.
Thank you.
How was the journey in participating in it?
Do you know what? It was excellent. It was quite courageous. I mean, people were split. I mean, you had some people who were for it and some people who were against it. But nonetheless, I still pulled through. So many people saw it as a triumph, and I'm so grateful for that. And it's something I could look back on and smile.
Okay, what motivated you to do it?
Do you know what? So many people, to be honest, because a lot of girls approach me in my community and tell me, we love your hijab fashion. Why don't you be a YouTuber or a hijab blogger? And I've always...
Wait. You said in your community. What do you mean in the Ugandan community? Could you specify that?
Oh, yeah, the Ugandan Muslim community. Actually, people who know me. Some people who are non-Muslim too. And yeah, I'm approached a lot about that. And I've always thought, I don't want to just get out there and start. I'd like to have a good platform. So what pushed me to do Miss Uganda UK was talking to so many girls who do wear the hijab and girls who don't. And I thought, what do you think of the idea? And so many people did say it will inspire them and it will empower them. It will be something so exciting. So that's what pushed me
The
to
other
do it.
girls in terms of the dressing, because you may be stuck to one type of wear.
Yeah.
How did they react to you? And be truthful, please. Be truthful.
I'm always truthful. And do you know what? They were so supportive. Shout out to the team. They were really supportive, really excited for me. Some days when I felt like, oh, I'm not doing as well as I could, they all encouraged me, like, do you know what? Keep pushing on and you'll never know who you'll inspire. So shout out to the girls once again.
You said all the girls were quite welcoming. Of course, we expect them to welcome, but at least there's got to be that one who goes, what is she doing here? She kind of undressed this, she kind of undressed that. What is she representing? Even she's a practicing Muslim. What is she doing here? Surely there's got to be some sort of someone who questioned.
To be honest with you, there wasn't. But of course, listen. No, listen. Of course, outside Miss Uganda UK, there were people who thought like that. Of course, there was skepticism, but that didn't reach me. And in the team, everyone was supportive, truthfully.
Okay, now as a Muslim,
Yeah.
who's practicing, how did that affect your own personal values?
Listen, it didn't, because I walked into this knowing my values. They accommodated my values. I mean, the only thing which would have shaken it would have been participating in swimwear, whether in a burkini or a burkini, like bikini, whatever. Like, I feel like had I done that, then come on. But I walked in there with a strong sense of self, fully covered, walked off the same in every part of the show. So it didn't shake me at all, and it was fine. I mean, I could pray backstage. Everything was okay.
Well, I could pray backstage. You know, I'm talking about dedication. You said bikini. What is that?
Oh, it's the swimwear with like a hijab, which Muslim people wear.
Okay, it was a very interesting swimwear. To me, it looks like a normal hijab.
Mm, yeah, like you have the long sleeves and then the scarf and then a little dress part. Yeah, that's the burkini.
Did you wear it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, like I mean, it's not my style. I wear the hijab, yes, but I'm not gonna be walking around on stage in a bikini. It's not my style. It's just, it's not something I wanted to do. I mean, I was offered to do spoken word, which is something I like. I like poems. I write poems, so that was more me. But shout out to anyone who does wear the bikini.
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 Yes.
Bikini.
Okay. You've got people out there, especially because there's a lot of Muslims who are quite firm in their beliefs, and they're like, what exactly is this girl doing? She's putting her religion to shame. Why is she associating with these guys? She should just go and pray, or she just should not associate herself with that. What do you have to say to them?
Yeah, do you know what? There's people who did have those views, and to be honest with you, if I was doing anything wrong, there wouldn't have been an other side to people who are Muslim, who are strong in their views, saying, do you know what? This is inspiring, do it. We don't see what's wrong with it. Look at all the girls you'll empower. Look at all the girls who struggle wearing the hijab. You bringing it there and staying true to who you are is empowering to those girls in those situations. Do you understand? So that was there, and I know they're there thinking, what was she
How
doing? She
has
doesn't
your
belong
journey
here.
been as a Muslim, especially being in a very liberal country like the UK, and you do have a lot of people who have such an anti-Islam, I don't know, anti-Islam phobia as the media calls it. How do you get reactions from your everyday people?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm a convert. My mum's Christian, my dad's Muslim, and I accepted Islam 7 years ago when I was 14. And man, I mean, the stereotypes of Muslims being radical and people you don't want to get next to are there, but the religion is beautiful, so you just push on. You just push on.
Okay, now because you are still quite young.
Yeah.
Um, what has been your challenge? Because people out there want to know,
Yeah.
a little bit of your journey, and you've got young girls or young boys, or 15, 14,
Yeah.
and 20, 21, older, you name it. And some of them are just too liberal. They're like, I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
And then there's some who really practice. What has been what has been your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge was wearing the hijab, because I was someone who wore weaves and mini skirts, and I was quite known for just having my swagger on point, as they used to put it. So I was never raised wearing the hijab.
You're saying swagger on point. We need to go now. You're saying, because you're saying you started doing this from 14.
Yeah.
So are you saying, were you doing your swagger on point before 14?
Yeah, I mean, don't underestimate people who grew up here. Like from 13. Come
13?
on. From 13, you could.
point at 13.
Guys.
You're practically still a child.
No, listen.
Yeah.
When you're rolling in little gangs, like, it's out there. You are there. Like, I mean, it's all kind of bred in secondary school. So I was always having my swagger on point with the weaves and mini skirts. But my biggest challenge was wearing the hijab.
Let's just say 13 years old wearing the weaves.
Mini
So
skirts,
you're wearing a weave at 13?
not a many.
Hey?
Many.
Many.
Yeah.
And miniskirts.
Mini dresses. I mean,
Think
come on.
I'm supporting you now.
No, listen. I mean, look at 14-year-olds nowadays. Like, you look at them and you'd think they're 16, right? So that's how it was back then. And my biggest challenge was wearing the hijab. It's like, how do you go from that to that? But I loved it because I felt like I always, always, always had to look on point. Like, you feel the pressure to always look on point. And with the whole hijab thing, it's like you can just lay it all back, and it's more, I give out what I want you to see, and I keep this for me and whoever I want to share it with. So I loved that. I felt it was quite liberating. And I do have family members that thought, you're too young, like, she doesn't know what she's doing, this is not going to last. It's not going to last 6 months, it's not going to last at all. But it's last 7 years, and I was the first hijabi contestant in Miss Uganda UK, so I've come a long way.
I tell you what, at this time, and we always put people on the spot. Well, not always, occasionally, because we want to test your Ugandanness. Since you are a Ugandan, this is a Ugandan channel, and since you're Ugandan, now I'm just going to ask you just some entertainment, because we're really entertainment, really. Can you name a Ugandan UK artist and name a Ugandan artist in Uganda, and give us their songs and we'll play them?
Okay, so a Ugandan UK artist is Double S, my cousin. Shout out to you. And a Ugandan artist is Eddie Kenzo.
What song?
Nze Sitialos.
It's not called Nze Sitialos.
Yes, it is.
It's called Sitialos.
Hey. You guys got it. You guys got it.
Sitialos.
You guys got it.
Yeah. Like Burberry, my thing pattern. The flow father, me that.
Why don't you just listen for a minute?
She keeps telling me this and telling me that. She says she got an ex, but she don't wanna go back. I just wanna hit from the front and hit from the back. It really don't matter to me. She says she likes Skepta and her konnichiwa. I told her I do grind. One day I'll be a star. I asked her where you from. She told me Africa. I told her that is great. I'm from Uganda. She said she likes Skepta. Listens to konnichiwa. I told her I do grind. One day I'll be a star. Mama, mulamu wajisera, ato muziki zuri sana. Nenzina mu, mulamu wajisera, ato muziki tamu sana. Zina mwawo, zina mwawo, zina.
Welcome back to Pageant TV. You have been watching Nze Sitialos. Almost Ugandan, I said. Almost Ugandan. Yeah, almost. Ugandan, almost Ugandan. Yeah, Ugandan, almost Ugandan. Anyway, welcome back. We are talking to Hayati, a beautiful young lady who is in the who was a beauty contestant in the Miss Uganda UK, not in Uganda, so don't get it confused. In UK here, 2016 or 2016. Hayati, welcome back to Pageant TV. Now we want to ask you. You've mentioned, I don't know if it's your mum, your dad. I don't remember clearly. Okay, you said your mum is Christian, right? Okay, so, right. Hayati, you've mentioned your mum as being a Christian, and your dad a Muslim. Now, why did you pick the Muslim side and then leave the Christian? Do you feel like the other didn't satisfy your personal search?
First of all, no disrespect to anybody's religion, but when I was searching for God, I did start off into Christianity because, I don't know, it's just my friends, my family, like my mum's not the only Muslim, so it's her side. And I just thought, especially with the pictures of Islam, how it's portrayed in the media, I thought, let me search this path first. But when I did look into Islam, I was actually just totally surprised, because I used to wonder, why did my cousins on my dad's side always pray 5 times a day, Why did they fast? I just used to think this is just so many rules and regulations. But when I looked into it to find that there was so many deep meanings to everything, it just took me.
So the praying 5 times a day was one of the things that got you going.
No, actually, it was more the in-depth explanation in the hereafter, how the soul travels on after death. In depth. I mean, check out Islam. It's just deeper meanings to everything. So that's what really gripped me.
Okay. Some people look at the Muslim faith and they look at it as a very oppressive religion, and they say, and sometimes it's, the media, sometimes we are to blame and we put out wrong information. But people look at it and go, women are oppressed, and, if a man marries a woman that's not a virgin, they divorce them, and when they divorce, they just walk away. They look at the Islam when it comes to women, that it's very oppressive. What's your take on it?
I actually don't think so, because I think Islam's quite liberating. I mean, look at the hijab in itself. I mean, you as a woman, you get to choose what society sees from you and hold back what you don't want them to see from you. And actually in the Quran, there's a whole chapter called Surah An-Nisa, and that means the woman. Do you know what I mean? And we have a lot of rights. I mean, I understand that people say Islam is oppressive to the woman, but it's actually not. And you can't really judge a religion based on the mistakes individuals make. So if there have been men who oppress women, then you can't put that focus on Islam.
You yourself, from such a young age, do you feel like, you said you decided to do it, but do you feel like the pressures of life pushed you that way? Do you feel like certain situations made you, follow, what you do now?
Yeah, I mean, I was like, when you grow up in London, some youth succumb to the gang culture, and I was part of that. And the pressures with that did lead me to Islam. I mean, I felt the pressure of peer pressure, the pressure to conform, the pressure to be a certain way, and I loved Islam for the fact that it could be just you and God, and you don't really have to follow society's standards, So those pressures did lead me to that. And there were like peer pressure as well. There were some things you couldn't really escape, but finding my religion, I felt like I could always talk to God to get me out of these things. So the pressures of life did push me this way.
Right, we are talking to Hayati. She did say that I wasn't pronouncing it properly, However, she is a Ugandan beauty contestant who was in the Miss Uganda UK 20. We need to make sure that is correct. It's United Kingdom, people, not nowhere else. Okay, people. Oh no, Uganda, no. In here in the UK, and she was one of the contestants, and she came out wearing the full hijab, and we're just going to show you a little bit of again of what happened, so you guys can judge for yourselves. In terms of to Uganda.
Yeah.
Okay. When you went to Uganda, how was it in terms of still the whole Muslim thing?
Oh my gosh! Do you know what? In Uganda, the women in hijab love what they do, man. They're so colourful. Really, really colourful. Shout out to you guys. I like
you first walked out onto the crowd,
yeah.
what were you thinking exactly? What were you thinking? Oh, maybe I'm going to get a cheer and they're going to shout at me, blah blah blah. What were you thinking? What was your initial thoughts?
When I first walked out, actually backstage I was like, oh my gosh. But then when I walked out, I thought, oh my gosh, I actually love this. Like, I walked out, did my speech. I was wearing a graduation cap and gown to represent the fact that Muslim women are quite dominant in higher education. And I loved it. I mean, I didn't know I would love it that much. It was quite exhilarating. I liked it, to my surprise.
When you first walked out onto the crowd, what were you thinking exactly? What were you thinking? Oh, maybe I'm going to get a cheer and they're going to shout at me, blah blah blah. What were you thinking? What was your initial thoughts?
When I first walked out, actually backstage I was like, oh my gosh. But then when I walked out, I thought, oh my gosh, I actually love this. Like, I walked out, did my speech. I was wearing a graduation cap and gown to represent the fact that Muslim women are quite dominant in higher education. And I loved it. I mean, I didn't know I would love it that much. It was quite exhilarating. I liked it, to my surprise.
Exactly, very satisfying. You also, I'll go back to that moment again of you walking out, and there's one thing that obviously someone like me who looked from wow, wow, this is different. It doesn't normally happen. I mean, I was expecting, maybe at some point to maybe do something a little bit different, a little wacky, but it didn't happen. So you kept it 100.
Consistent.
You kept it consistent. Now, do you wear things like heels and all that, and do you do all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I wear heels, yeah. Hmm.
Do you also, in terms of the hijab, do you fashionize it? I don't know if that's the word. Here's the word: accessorizing. How accessorized do you do it?
Do you know what? Accessories is my middle name. Like, I love to accessorize it. I like to jazz it up because, I mean, it keeps me going. Do you know what I mean? If I didn't jazz it up the way I do, I'd fall into the trap of sometimes wearing it, sometimes not. Do you know what I mean? So I like to gear up and make sure I feel so comfortable and good that I never switch.
Do you wear the black one all the time?
No, I wear anything.
Yeah.
Anything I like.
Okay.
Anything. It varies with me.
So where can people buy this stuff? Where did you get it off eBay? Where did you get it?
Oh my gosh.
Fantastic. Pageant TV, you've been watching the beautiful Hayati Njochi. I think I'm saying it right. Ugandans, you've got beautiful names. We can't even get enough of it, There's just endless. By the way, my actual surname, my long...
Hi, my name is Hayati Njochi, and you're watching Pageant TV. Keep it locked.